stop. I'm gonna ask for energy again. No, sit down, all right? I'm not asking for energy from myself. I want you to listen to me. I'm not asking energy from myself. Nothing about this presentation is gonna change my life, right? This wasn't one of those engagements where it was financially going to change my financial situation. It's not, I promise you that. I'm here for you. Now here's what I want you to do, because I'm gonna ask you for some energy. But I want you to think about the people in your life who benefit when you take it to the next level. I want you to think about that for a minute. Matter of fact, sit down. We're gonna stand up again. Sit down. I want to make this practical. Cole just said to you, I was building a home in Southern California. Listen to me. No disrespect to Southern California, but I'm from Detroit. I was born in Chicago. For the most part, I was raised in Detroit. I'm not a kid that dreamed of moving to Southern California. All right? Not because I have anything against it. I actually love California. But I grew up in the Midwest. So we didn't grow up necessarily dreaming of the West Coast. Now, we may have dreamed of going to New York, but we never dreamed of California. Let me tell you guys why I'm building a house in California. It was almost probably 4 years ago. I got a call from my wife. Now, I've been married to my wife since I was 19 years old. We started dating when I was 16, she was 15. And so we had these dreams as kids. But I remember she called me about 4 years ago in a panic. And my wife said to me, as best as she could articulate, in her car, coming home from work, I'm lost. And I'm saying to myself, like, what does that mean, sweetheart? You lost? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but we live in East Lansing. There's no freeways. Like, how are you lost? She's like, no, I'm serious. I was driving and I had to pull over because I'm just like, I don't know where I am. It's like a brain fog. And I was like, all right. So do me a favor. Tell me, are you near McDonald's? She's like, yeah, I'm by McDonald's. I said, all right, is there a Playhouse by it? She's like, yep. I'm like, all right, you're on the south side. So I go pick up my wife. I call a good friend of mine. We went to college together. She's a physician at the local hospital. I call her and explain it. She's like, Eric, you need to rush Dee Dee to your family physician. I call my family physician. We go by. She says, look, let's be on the safe side. We're going to give her an MRI. They give her an MRI on a Friday. I'll never forget, because I had to wait for the news on Monday. We went to the hospital, got to the hospital. I knew something was wrong. It took the physician about 45 minutes to come in, neurologist. She showed an image of my wife's brain on the screen. She took a laser, pointed, counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are 6 lesions on your wife's brain. I was just like, whoa. Like, I don't know, I got a GED before I went to college. Like, I'm like, I don't really know. I don't know what lesions mean. I don't know if it's cancer. I don't really know what it is. After the diagnosis, they told us it was MS. Let me explain something to you guys. We started dating, we were 16 years old. We had dreams, the big house, the white picket fence, 2 beautiful children, and European vehicles. But we never dreamed about a chronic illness. And so after Dee Dee was diagnosed with MS, I went into a frenzy of studying. What does this mean? Like, will she die? Will she lose her sight? Will she not be able to walk? I just studied. And what I discovered was there are 2 things that we knew about MS: stress related and a vitamin D deficiency. Right? So the stress, I was blessed. I took my game. Listen to me, the reason why I'm asking you for energy, I never forget, I was at a certain level as a speaker. I don't know if I was number 10 in the world, number 5 in the world. I don't remember what I was. I just know when Dee Dee was diagnosed with MS, I gave an energy that I never had before. And all of a sudden, I just skyrocketed, took off. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not comparing myself to nobody. I'm just telling you the separation between me and other speakers became evident. And it became evident not because I was trying to be a better speaker, but I was putting my wife in a situation where she didn't have to work anymore, because one of the things we discovered as a registered nurse, she's a breast and cervical cancer manager for the hospital, she had patients that would die of cancer on a regular basis, and it was just stressful, so I had to pull Didi from her job. So in pulling her from her job, I had to take it to a whole other level economically. Right? Didi started doing, initially it was rough the first year, and she started progressing as I found out what stress was, changed her diet, started exercising, doing some different things. But the struggle is we live in Michigan. So every year around this time, not only is it cold, but we don't have a lot of sun, and she already has a vitamin D deficiency. So in my mind, I said to myself, okay, God, I gotta fix this, right? I don't wanna leave Michigan, I'm a pastor, I have a church, we're very progressive, but I gotta find her a place where the weather is always nice, and there's always a bunch of sun. And that place was San Diego. And San Diego costs a whole lot more than Michigan. A whole lot more. And to buy a decent house was close to $2 million. Right? Listen to me very closely. I need you to hear what I'm saying. I'm not asking you for energy from me. You don't know me. I don't know you. Most of us probably won't ever see each other again after today. I'm asking you because I know women specifically who were diagnosed with MS. They did not have the right care. They're in a wheelchair. They don't have the use of their limbs. I know others whose husbands left them when they were diagnosed. I know others who are doing terrible. Why? Because of the person that was on that particular watch. And I said when my wife got MS, not on my watch. You will not be in a wheelchair on my watch. You will not lose your sight by the grace of God on my watch. You will do better under my care than you would if you weren't married to you. You will live another 40, 50 years, and I will make sure that the rest of your life is the best of your life. So I'm not talking about Eric Thomas and his speech. I'm asking you, who's counting on you? I'm asking you, who's counting on you? I'm like, real estate, we're not just talking about making money. We're talking about an opportunity of a lifetime and a different lifestyle, and it's really up to you. Like your wife is counting on you, your husband is counting on you, your kids are counting on you, your parents, your grandparents are counting on you. So when I ask you for energy, I'm not asking you energy for me. Like, you're not going to make me a better speaker because you clap. You're not going to change my life because you clap. But you might change your own life if the energy you give me right now, that you hold on to that energy for the next 3 months and end this quarter off like you've never ended the quarter off, go into the new year in a way you've never gone into a new year before, and actually execute on the level that you've never executed on before, so that your family can finally have the stuff that your family needs. So you're going to stand up when I count to 3. You're going to think about your wife. You're going to call her name out in your spirit. I don't know what you do. Your children, whatever. And when you get up, I want you to give them some energy. And when you leave, I want you to take this opportunity. Now, let me say this before you do it. You live in America, guys. Listen to me very closely. There's a lot of stuff. People can focus on the negative if they want, but there are a lot of opportunities in America that's nowhere else. Cole just told you. I was making a couple million a year before I met Cole. We'll talk about that later. But I went to Cole in December because iron sharpens iron. So I literally went to learn. And when I tell you guys that we're not even on, I'm on multi-millions now from just one project. There's several projects I have that making multi-millions now because of a conversation we had, and we'll talk about that. But you live in a country where there are no limits. And if you are not where you want to be, it's because of you. You're not in the country that says you can only make $500,000 a year. You're not in the country that says you can only make $1 million and then we'll put you on a cap. You're in a country that you can do, have, and be whatever you want. And so if you're not there, it's not the country's fault, it's your fault. Right? And so I'm going to ask you to give yourself on the count of 3 some energy. And I'm going to ask you to give those who are counting on you some energy. And I'm going to ask for that energy until you die. Because if you give that energy until you die, your life is going to look a lot different than it looks when you're up and down emotionally. Up and down emotionally. But if you can maintain this energy that we're about to give right now, and you can give yourself that, I promise you, there's nothing you can't accomplish. So, on the count of 3, give yourself and your family and the opportunity to be in America some energy. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! their name out and just shout out that energy toward them. 1, 2, 3. Who did you call out? Good. Your future children. I love it. I love it. Forecast. Future children. Yep.
My wife, my kids.
Good. Give me the names. I love it. I love it. Good. Somebody over here. Who'd you call out?
Sophia, my daughter.
Good. Good.
My wife and my son, Neha and Vishal.
Good. Yes, sir. Good. Anybody? Cameron. Cameron, your brother. Good.
Wife and my daughter.
Good. I love it. Over here. Let's talk. Come on. Talk to me.
Harry. Myself, Lamont.
Good. Good. Anybody else?
Children.
Good.
My wife, my children.
Good. Back it.
My wife, my children, Sarah, Lexington, Graham.
Good. Write that name down for me, and then write down what you plan on giving them for the rest of their life after today that you haven't done so far. You can be seated. Write their names down quickly. Let's go. Write their names down, right, and what you plan on giving them. I was talking to my realtor, and she was kind of just like, well, Eric, how long you say? I said, I'll probably be here 4 or 5 months out the year. She said, you spending that kind of money on a house and you're only gonna be here for 5 months? I said, it's not a house, sweetheart. It's an experience for my wife. My wife loves Michigan. She doesn't want to be in California. Not in a bad way. Her mom's in Detroit. All her cousins are in Detroit. Her aunts are in Detroit. None of our family members live in California. So my wife is not against California, but she's only moving to California because she needs that vitamin D. December, January, February, March, April, and if we're not careful, May in Michigan. All right? So now listen to me. A lot of people talk about how cold it is. If you're not from the Midwest, I didn't even know this before my wife got MS. It's not even about cold. We just don't get a lot of sun. So listen, I'm just gonna be transparent with y'all, because there's other people, they got stuff to hide. I don't got nothing to hide. Like Cole said, I'm doing this for God. I don't have nothing to hide. The mortgage is about $11,000 a month for 5 months out of the year. Listen to me though, I've been dating Diddy since I was 16. That's the love of my life. When I was homeless and a high school dropout, Diddy took a chance on me. She married me at 19 when I didn't have anything. Whatever Diddy wants, Diddy gets. 11,000, I'm like, boo, that's easy. Okay, all right. So this is what I need to do first. Write down, and we're gonna talk. All right, so write down, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to pump you up. I'm not interested in you having energy to run through a wall. I'm interested in you having energy that you can sustain throughout the year. Why? People say all the time, E.T., I wanna beat, you can't beat me if you don't have the energy I have. Why do you need energy? Why do you need motivation? People kill me with that. Oh, he just motivated. What? That's like saying it's just gas in a car. It's just gas. I don't care how sweet your car is. I don't care what kind of car you have. You need gas in it to run. You need gas every day. You need gas, and that's what's wrong with most of you. You are smart, you are intelligent, but you ain't going nowhere because you don't have no energy. I don't care how smart you are. The game isn't intelligence in America. The game is execution. It doesn't matter that I'm a high school dropout. It doesn't matter that it took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. It doesn't matter that my mother got pregnant with me at 17. It doesn't matter that I'm from Chicago, South Side. It doesn't matter that I'm from the west side of Detroit. It doesn't matter that my family didn't have money. It doesn't matter that this kid came from a 2-parent background. It doesn't matter that he went to private school. It doesn't matter that he's from the good neighborhood in California. America does not care. It doesn't matter what you know. There are kids who are way smarter than me. They're not the #1 motivational speaker in the world. I didn't become #1 because I'm smart. I became #1 because every day when you turn on your doggone computer, whether you like me or not, when you turn it on, you can't turn it on without seeing me. I execute on Monday. I execute on Tuesday. It doesn't matter where I come from. It doesn't matter my race. We live in a world that at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is execution. That's the only thing that matters. Nobody cares who your mom is or who your dad. The only thing that matters is, can you execute? Execution is worshipped. Innovation is rewarded. People like good ideas. Everybody has one. But execution is worship. The only thing that matters when Nick Saban hires me and I go in and talk to that team, will they win a national title? When I worked with Auburn, they won the national title. When I worked with Alabama, they won. Nobody cares where I come from. Nobody cares that I'm a high school dropout. Can you execute? And somebody's counting on you. Here's a cool thing, I get the lead. Here's a cool thing. What's your name, sir? Michael? Mike, watch this. Didi ain't counting on Mike to get the house in California. No, Cole's like he feeds off your energy. Listen to me, somebody asked me the other day, E.T., you so motivated. Who motivated? I said, who? 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 Like a person? Who? I said, it's not who that motivates me. It's what? Didi got MS. That's what motivates me. My daughter is in college, and she's not going to have to beg nobody for no loan. I pay cash. My son went to Michigan State, worked for Coach Izzo. He has a Final Four ring and an Elite Eight ring. Listen to me very closely. I pay cash. Who motivates me? Nobody. What motivates me? My responsibilities. Write their name down. You're not at this conference to get no information. You're not at this conference to get information. You're at this conference at the end of the day for the people who count on you. And the information is just a part of that. Somebody had to pump you up, motivate you. You gotta execute. You gotta get results. Somebody's counting on you. Didi's counting on me. And I told Didi, do me a favor. Don't do that. Don't worry about how much something is. Just do. I should have brought the book down. I didn't. Watch this. So, because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, I said 11,000 times 12, 132,000. So I use one of my gifts. Your gift shall make room for you. I don't have to fear, no bills. I just came over, I looked at my life, which gift shall I use? I'll use I'm a writer, I'll write. Now I'm not talking about writing like that, I don't do that. I get on the phone and I talk it out, because that's my gift, and so I talk it out, and then somebody types it. And then I sat there and said, how many superintendents in the world have people taken from them? I'm gonna find 3 superintendents and tell them about to make their life better. I'm about to write a book that's gonna actually get your kids to not just come to school for 180 days and be disengaged, but I'm about to get your kids, and I showed it to 3 principals. Over a school district, 23 school districts bought it, and they bought up 426,000 copies at $30 a piece. E.T., where was that book before? I ain't need it before. Did he bought a house? I need it now. No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I didn't need it before. And that's just one school district. Now we're about to get them in all the school districts in the world. You do the math. That's $12 million. You do the math. Without having to go, I don't got to go speak. The book, somebody go. I'm telling you the truth. The reason why most of you not motivated, because you're thinking about yourself and not the people who are counting on you. So I need you to do me a favor. When you leave this room, I need you to stop thinking about you, so that you're not sitting here watching my man do his thing and go, this is boring. Who cares if it's boring? Who cares if it's explosive? Who cares? You're not here for information. You're here for the people whose names you wrote down. And if you're not, shame on you. So we're going to do it again. Give me some name. You did the first homework. You wrote down who. Now what are you going to do for those individuals? Somebody quickly. Talk to me. What are you going to do for those individuals?
Execute.
Good. What are we executing for? What do they need?
Memories.
Say it again. Oh, I love it. You're going to make memories. I love it. So they going to Barbados. You taking them to Hawaii. They going on cruises. Y'all have it like, you're going to celebrate everything. If it's their birthday, you're just going to rent out a ballroom like this, and we just going to have a big celebration. We bringing in photographers, taking pictures. We getting videographers. We doing it. And then we sit, look, my boy Carl, this is real. Carl, my videographer, he has a computer, a big old computer in his house. And when you walk in, it's pictures of us from 10, 15 years ago, our kids, and it just loops for 24 hours. And we get to see when we went to Hawaii as a group. I look at my daughter, I'm like, yo, I forgot my baby girl was that young. He's got pictures of her with the pigtail, memories. And every year we do different trips just so we can collect memories and talk. Good, I love it. Good, who else? Who are you doing this for? And what are you doing? Yes, sir.
My wife, patience.
Good, and what are you doing? What are you doing specifically for?
Just be patient, just hear her out.
Oh, you're going to be patient for your wife. I love it. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's easier to buy something. I love it. Oh, yeah, it'd be much easier to buy something than patience. I love it. Good. Anybody else? Talk to me quickly. This is not about me. This is about you. Why are we here? Freedom. Freedom. Who said freedom? What does freedom look like for your family? How much is that going to cost a month? No, let's be real. How much is that going to cost? Somebody, I just told you. For me, just in Cali, it's going to cost $132,000 a year. How much? You need $15,000 a month. How much is that a year? 100 and what? 180. IRS gonna take a third, so let's put a third on that. That's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. Don't say you want $1 million. The IRS gonna take the 333,000 of that. Okay, so then that's not $1 million. That's 600 something. So let's just let's put some extra on that. So we're gonna put a little extra on the 15, and we're gonna make it $20,000 a month. So you can give Uncle Sam his $20,000 a month. So now what I want you to do, we're talking about, what are we talking about today? What's the vehicle that we're talking about today that's going to help us to get to that 20,000?
Energy.
Real estate. What is it?
Real estate.
Good, real estate. So you need to buy one property that can get you $20,000 a month. Is that possible? Yes. So now we're not in the room on no programs. We're not just listening to be listening. Now you're going to find one piece of property that's going to give you $20,000 a month. What kind of property is that? What kind of property is that? Multifamily. So is that apartments? Is that what we're talking about in here? I just can somebody help me out? Is that what we're talking about in this room? Good. So we're going to get one property just to do that. That's freedom. Now we're going to need some more properties though. You got any children? 3 children. What's your children's name? Johnny. So we need so how much money is Johnny gonna need to grow up, go to college, and do all of that? So we're gonna buy another property. It's called Johnny. No, you laughing. I'm not laughing. We buying Johnny. We're gonna buy Johnny a property, and that property is just gonna take care of Johnny. What's the other child's name? Mackenzie. We got another apartment complex called Mackenzie Estates. And that's going to take care of who? Mackenzie. What's the last one? Jace. Now we're going to buy one for Jace. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to need to do some traveling and have fun. So we're just going to get a property called Memories. Guys, like for real, I didn't come to play. I told you I came for you. So I came up with, because I do books, that's the 12 million, DD. So then we got 4 books coming from that, because the one book is the one book for schools, but then each character, the D, the I, the S, the E, and the disc, we got a character for each one of those, so those are 4 books. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And those 4 are going to do 12 million or more. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So then we got 5 properties that you're gonna buy, 5 apartment properties you're gonna buy. So how long is that gonna take you to do?
1 to 2 years.
Good. Okay, help me out. I need the big boys. I need the big boys to help me out. How like if we're diligent at what we do, how long would it take? Because we can buy one, refi, you know what I'm saying? We can buy one. 2 years. 2 years to take care of Mackenzie, Jace, John, and Mama. And then Memories. And watch this. Once you do that, now we're set forever, because each generation is going to take those 5 houses and keep living off of those 5. So once you do the hard work, none of your generations will ever have to work again. You just have to train them and teach them to maintain that, and it's going to, are you hearing what I'm saying? It's the best. Can we give the founders of this conference a hand for this? Come on, guys. All right, I got to ask one more question, and we're going to go to the slide. One more question. Now listen to me very closely. I'm going to start all over again. I don't know who your family is, but Didi can count on me. I'm just keeping it 100. I went from homeless to a PhD. I went from a GED to a PhD. I hate school. I absolutely hate school. I went to Michigan State, hated it.
Go green.
Go white. Listen to me very closely. I hated going to school in January. Miserable. Minus 10 degrees in February with snow, and Michigan State don't close down. You still gotta come to school. I'm like, now we're supposed to be getting smarter, but we're doing some dumb stuff. This is dumb. We driving on ice. You know what I'm saying? This is stupid. You know what I'm saying? For a number, this is dumb. Right? But look, went from GED to PhD. Why? For my wife and my children. I didn't know if my son would do well academically, so I went to Michigan State, got my degrees there, because when you fill out the application, it asks, do you have a family member that went to university? And if you say yes, especially if they have an advanced degree, and they work for Coach Izzo and D'Antonio, probably no matter what your SAT score is, you probably gonna get in. No, it's called nepotism. My son went to Michigan State, worked with Izzo, I told you, traveled the world, has a Final Four ring, Elite Eight ring, the jacket. His boy Zell played for the Bulls. His boy Gary Harris played for the Nuggets. His boy Brent Forbes plays for the Spurs. That's the life, my son. He owned a yacht with them in the summer. He works for my company doing well. I gave him a life I didn't have. My daughter's a senior at Michigan State. Are you hearing me? I'm trying to tell you, there's some of your family members that they living in the way they shouldn't be living because you're the captain of the ship. You're the pitcher on the mound. My man for the Yankees yesterday, like, he got to take ownership of the fact that you got a 101 fastball and you done threw an 87 slider. Yeah, I mean, you just lost the series. Houston on their way to the World Series. You the Yankees. You got 101. You can throw 101 and you threw an 87 slider. You got to take ownership of that. Like, they lost on your back. There are family members right now that are not living the way they should be living because of you. Because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And how dare you? You are in America with all kind of opportunity. Now watch this. This is going to blow your mind. Guys, is real estate new? Like, is this something they just started doing 50 years ago? 100 years ago? Okay, let me ask you guys this question. Because they're thinking like, it's not enough real estate for everybody in the room. Guys, is there enough real estate for this group in the room right here?
More than enough for everybody.
So if your family is not living the way they're supposed to live, from this day forward, it's on you. Write this word down, execute. Write it down 100 times on your sheet of paper. Execute, execute. Now, am I making sense? Because I got a couple more slides and we're going to get out of here. Am I making sense at all? That you just need the right person and the right opportunity? And we already know the right opportunity exists, and we know in this country, listen to me, they've actually blessed, if you have a company, they bless you for having a company. It's all kind of tax breaks, etc. So there's only one person that's stopping us from being wealthy, and that's who? No, write that down. I want you to take ownership. Don't be trying to, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to slide. Me, don't you do me like that. Me, I need me. So if you live in a country of opportunity, you have, now watch this, because this is crazy. How long did it take you guys to get to this point of understanding real estate in the way you understand real estate? How many years would you say altogether it took you guys?
First 3 years to quit my job.
So you had to quit your job for 3 years to go deep into this. Were you doing this before you start with your job, like a couple years before that? Were you studying it before that?
Yes, 18-hour days for the first few years, had to make it happen, put it together, and then fired my boss at Taco Bell. We talked about that last night.
Good. So how many years altogether would you say you were concentrating and working on this?
5 years all in.
So he's giving you 5 years and conditioning in 2 days. 5 years of quitting his job. You ain't got to do none of that. He's about to give you, they're giving you everything so that was just you for 5 years. How many years did you put into it? Because they partners. How many years did you put into it? That's just 5. Talk to me, guys. How many years y'all put in it?
I'm a little bit slower than that, but 7 years.
7. So that's 13 years. Any other years in there of experts? 5 and 13, 18. 8. They giving you 18 years in 2 days. All the stuff that they had to go through. If you can't blow up, or if they condense 18 into 2 days, and you can't get it, you slow. I'm just being honest. And the reason why I said I'm the #1 motivational speaker in the world. Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Zig, none of them came to me and condensed it for me. I've been doing this since I was 20, 21 years old. I'm 49 now. It took me years to become. If somebody would have given me a program on how to do this when I was younger, I could have saved a whole lot of time. So when we walk out of here, so write that down, because he wrote it down. Write it down. I told you to write down who, I told you to write down what you're going to give them, and I asked you how much is that going to cost. Somebody else tell me how much it's going to cost to live the lifestyle you need to live for your family. How much are those memories going to cost? Do you know how much the memories are going to cost? $100,000. Girl, you don't even need a property for that. But we're going to get a property called Memories, and let's just say 1 million. All right, got it. Put 1 million. So I need to put down the price. Why? Because until you put down the price, it's not serious. Until you write a figure down, it's not serious. When they told me the house was going to be $2 million, I was like, let's roll. Let's go. We got books to write. We got workshops to do. Like, we got work to do. So I'm about to take over Southern California School District. I'm taking over it. We're gonna get a straight up overhaul, right? And then Didi gonna want to sell this house in 2 years and buy her another house. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I welcome the 2 mil. Some of you, this is what you're doing wrong. You scared to put a price down. Do you understand? I welcome 2 million. Why? Because 2 million is gonna crank me and make me go. Some of you don't want to set goals and do nothing because you don't want to do nothing. Some of you are afraid to set goals because it's going to make you have to do something and you don't want to do nothing. He had to quit his job. He had to let Taco Bell go to get to the next level. You are not going to get to the next level because you don't even have a next level. You just got a little fantasy in your head. Put the number down. And most of y'all know that $2 million is just to move to California. I saw the gas. I said, they playing for keeps in Cali. I called the crib. I was like, yo, how much is the gas? I thought something happened in the country. I thought like it was a war that I didn't see, like it was a big war that happened. I called home like, hey, yo, how much is the gas in Michigan? Because the gas is $4.59 in San Diego. They was like, it's only $2.13 at the crib. I was like, I thought something had happened in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, maybe 50 cents more, $1, but $2 and some change? Oh, they not playing in Cali. But I welcome the challenge because challenges don't scare you when you're a boss. Challenges excite you. So put the number down, don't be afraid. So the $2 million is just for, that ain't even like, I bought a sandwich in San Diego. I was like, ooh, the sandwiches cost $3 more too? It's a normal sandwich. How in the world is sandwich at the crib $3? How is it $7.49 here? What, is it different meat? What exactly is in here? Is this a different bread? Like it's still Subways. It costs. So don't be afraid. Write that number down before you leave. Write that number down, and we're gonna buy 1 apartment property for each month. All right, let's go. Let me see what kind of time we got left because I know I don't have a lot. Good, I got 20-something minutes left. All right, let's get going. All right, so wealth. It's a mindset. It's not a dollar amount. All right? Wealth is a what?
Mindset.
It's not a what?
Dollar amount.
When I told my family and friends I was moving to California, they was like, California, no. Do you know how expensive it is? I was like, y'all act like don't nobody live in California. There's a whole bunch of people in Cali. It must be livable. There are other humans there. And they live in San Diego. I saw them. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally went over there, like going to the moon. I went there, and I walked amongst them. They were in malls spending money. You know what I mean? Like real, I was in Cali. Like there was business going, it was restaurants. It was as if it was Michigan. But some people like, I can't go to California. It costs too much. No, it only costs too much if you don't want to boss up. If you want to be average, yeah, it costs too much. But if you want to be great, you could be bi-coastal. So here's what happened. So when I was with the bank and we was getting a house, and they were like, okay, good, you're moving to California. How much are you selling a house for in Michigan? I said, doing what? Selling a house for. I said, what? Selling what house? The house you live in now. I was like, why do I have to sell a house? Because you're moving to California. I said, no. No, and after I finish, we're going to buy a house in Hawaii so I can really get away. Are you hearing me? Wealth is a what?
Mindset.
Wealth is a what?
Mindset.
You can do whatever you want to do or you can't. I love it. I went to Detroit Henry Ford. Detroit Henry Ford. On our wall, it used to say Henry Ford's greatest quote when we walked into school. It says, if you think you can, you. If you think you can't, you. You're right. But here's what's scary. Your family will only do what you think they can do. I went to Michigan State, so my son went to Michigan State. My daughter went. I got a PhD, my daughter's saying she's getting a PhD. I said, I'm moving to Cali. My daughter says she's going to San Diego State University for her master's and PhD. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Your limited beliefs are not only limited, but your limited beliefs are starting to limit your family's beliefs. My son called me last night. Hey, Dad, I'm in Chicago at our real estate hookup, and I want to go to the Bears game. I said, son, do you know the game is tomorrow? He was like, yeah, Dad, I want to go to, I love the monsters that I created. My son like, yeah, Dad, I want to go to the game. I was like, all right, bet. I called my contact from the Chicago Bears. I was like, yep, how many tickets? I was like, 1, but let me check with my son. It's the last minute. He can only want a ticket for himself. His fiance in California. I called my son, like, yo, son, I told him you wanted 1. He said, why you tell him that? I need 4. I said, you need 4 tickets at the last minute? He was like, yeah, Daddy, make sure they're the lower bowl. And see about getting those field passes too. Me and my boys want to go on the field first and meet some of the players. I'm like, unbelievable. But you gotta love the mindset. I made a phone call. Matter of fact, I didn't even make a phone call. I hit my boy on Instagram on DM. Before I know it, I sent my son 4 tickets last night.
Yeah.
You missed what I just said. You missed what I just said. I sent my son 4 tickets. He didn't have no limits. He like, I said, son, it's not, you called me. We only had 24 hours before the game. He's like, all right, Dad, then make it happen. Good luck. You're supposed to be the #1 motivational speaker in the world. you should have a connect or 2. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Wealth is not a what? It's not a what? It's not. You are an ATM machine. Oh, you missed what I just said. You are an ATM machine. Now you have a vehicle that would allow you just to print money. All right, I'm sorry. I thought y'all was gonna get excited. Okay, the wealthy do what the what? The wealthy do what the poor what? The poor is not at this conference. The poor don't come to a conference for 2 days, but here's the problem. Some of you still have a poverty mindset, so you're gonna leave this information here and you're not gonna take it with you. The trick is not to be at the conference. The trick is to execute on all the content you got. That's the real trick. Am I clear?
Crystal.
Good. That's what I want you to write down real quick. Write this down. Ready? Good. In 30 seconds, I want you to write down the most important information you took away from this conference. 30 seconds, go. The most important information you took away from this conference. 30 seconds, go. 30 seconds. You have 22 seconds left. The most important things you took away so far from this conference. You have 30 seconds. You have 12 seconds. If you can't think of it, it wasn't important. Don't worry about it. Don't try to like make, this ain't no test. No, don't make up nothing. The stuff you took, the most important stuff you took away. 30 seconds. Good, time's up. All right, write this down. And write this down. The next break you take, I want you to spend 3 minutes with one of your partners talking about the 30-second stuff that you wrote down. 3 minutes. Next break y'all take, I need 3 minutes. Y'all just gonna sit down and talk about this information. Repetition deepens the impression. Right? So 30 seconds. Now what I want you to do for the next 90 days, I want you to write down what you wrote down for 30 seconds. I want you for 90 straight days, what you wrote down in those 30 seconds to write down every day for 90 days. I want you to write it down in the morning, I want you to write it down in the afternoon, and I want you to write it down at night. I'm not asking you to do anything difficult. Repetition deepens the impression. So you wrote 30 seconds, you wrote down whatever was most important to you. That's what you wrote down. When you take the break, you're gonna spend 3 minutes doing what? You're gonna talk, whoever you came with, or if you didn't come with somebody, find somebody. And y'all gonna chop it up. Then when you go home in the morning, in the afternoon, and the night, you're gonna do what? You're gonna write it down. Now I need you to do me a favor. How many of you have a smartphone? Let me see your smartphone. Raise your hand real quick. Or see your phone. Let me see your phone. All right, for the next 90 days, I want you to say what you wrote down for 30 seconds. I want you to say it on the phone. Say it on the phone. And 3 times a day, at least, I want you to take what you said on the phone and put it in your ear. And I want you to listen to it for 90 straight days. In the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. I want you to find I want you to find 3 people that you wrote down that are important to you, and I want you to share with them what you wrote down for those 30 seconds and how it's going to revolutionize their life. I want them to hold you accountable. It don't matter what you said about your wife if your wife don't know. Didi was like last week, why'd you take me on the road so much? I ended up getting a gig in California. They happened to be trenching the home. And I took Didi to the property. And then we went to a property that was almost finished. And she was like, this is terrible. I said, yep, it's terrible. She's like, the model house is better. I was like, yep, because the model house had all the stuff in it. Now what I need you to do is help me to put the stuff in the house. And now we wake up every day, we spend at least 20 minutes together going over the house. Does that make sense? So the last thing is you're gonna find 3 people, you're gonna call those 3 people, and you're gonna share this information with. All right, we got it? Are we clear? Yes. Come on, y'all, give me some energy. You're not doing this for me. You're not doing this for who? You're not doing this for me. How many of y'all live in California? Let me see your hand. The rest of you I probably won't ever see again. I'll see you at Chipotle. All right? All right? All right, now what I just asked you to do is not hard, but the poor won't do it. Why? Because they're working and they don't have time. They're working to make money. Rich people don't work to make money. Poor people do. Rich people do what? The poor people. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm from Detroit. Listen to me. When you work at Ford, GM, and Chrysler, you will never make multi-million. They only pay you so much an hour. Rich people do what? About what? About their goals, and then they execute. Good, write that down. Rich people think about their goals, and then they execute. They think about their family, and then they execute. They think about their strategy, and then they execute. Rich people do what? Think. Rich people do what? Think. Rich people do what? Think. Not
work.
Not work. So the more time you're spending with your hands, the less wealth you're accumulating. The more time you spend with the more wealth you. Let's go. All right, wealthy people don't think about money, but poor people do. I didn't think about money. What did I think about? I thought about an idea that I could put into the school system that would make me money. Does that make sense? Yes. Look, y'all, this thing is so crazy, and I shouldn't be saying this out loud, but I just gotta tell the truth. Me and my agents I gave her a dollar amount of what I want to make next year. We signed 27 contracts this year to take care of that. I don't have to do more than 27 engagements next year if I don't want to. No, hear what I'm saying. You gotta hear what I'm saying. I could speak a million times if I want to, but I've been doing this since I was 20. My wife was like, yo, when is it end? Our kids are gone. When is it end? When is it just gonna be us? So are we buying this house for you to be all over the world? We're gonna be able to live in it. So me and my agent already got 27. We already got 27 gigs for next year, contract signed. We got the 50% already. And what I made this year, I'll probably make that and some with only 27 gigs. We're gonna make the other money with the programs that we have. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes. Now I'm still like in my prime, I feel like. But the goal is not to work. The goal is not to work. This still working. And I love it. Wifey upstairs chilling. We'll be here for 4 days. We're going to enjoy ourselves. But I'm still doing what?
Working.
So I put the master plan together with my programs that I never have to work again. The solar company we own in the Carolinas, I never have to work again. The real estate stuff we do in Chicago, I never have to work again. The coaching program, I never have to work again. It's about being, now, I might decide that I want to do what?
Work.
But I don't
have to work.
And my kids will never have to
work.
Because I already did the work. And today is about doing the work, y'all. That's what today is about. Today is not about hearing information. Today is not about getting pumped up. Like, we're doing this in this way to help you, but this is about doing the work so you never have to work again and your family never has to work again. Does that make sense? My friends see me as like, yo, E, you look different than your friends that you went to high school with. Of course. They work. I live a different life, so I'm not better than them, but because I don't have to work like they have to work, I look different. I work 6 weeks, I take off the 7th week. Next year, I'll take off for 30 days. Are you hearing what I'm saying? All right.
Yes.
All right, let's go. They only give me a certain time frame. I'm sorry. All right, so 3 ways to make money. You produce, you partner with a producer, or you work for a producer. So they're giving you an opportunity today to own an apartment so you can be a
Millionaire.
good. Yep, I love it. That's the word. But we're gonna use another word till we can get to that word. To be a what?
Billionaire.
A producer, billionaire. Okay, I love it. That's the truth, a billionaire, right? But watch this. Not only are you going to produce, you're with producers. And you see the producers are not trying to keep information from you. The producers keep making money because the producers are creating producers. The producers are creating producers. Write this down for me real quick. Get all the non-producers out of your life. You don't owe them anything. You don't have to run with people that aren't producing anymore. Your little cousin, just see him at the family reunion. Y'all want to take a trip together, go for it. But like 365, if your cousin's not producing, you don't have to like just hang out with him because it's my best friend from high school. That's cute. But if he's not producing, she's not producing, you're not. All right, that's only in business. Somebody I just heard, my wife not producing. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. E.T. said I can get rid of you because you ain't producing. This is only in the context of business, okay? Please don't go home saying I said that, all right? All right, good. So either you produce, you partner with a producer, or you work for a producer. All right, watch this, guys. And God blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful, multiply. How do you multiply? By getting properties. By having family units, by having apartments. What are you doing? You're multiplying. So what I need you to understand is you'll never become a billionaire when you're only thinking about yourself. You become a billionaire when you create a product that's going to bless other people. Did you hear what I just said? Yep. You don't become a billionaire by looking out for you and your family. You become a billionaire when you look out for other people and their family. And then you subdue when you study and become knowledgeable and you have dominion when you execute. So I didn't get a PhD. I don't let people call me Dr. Thomas. I'm not interested. I don't have none of my degrees on the wall. I got my degree so I could subdue. What does that mean? So that I could know my industry well, honor my industry. This is not about making money. And some of you gonna mess up because all you're gonna focus on is money. You will make the money once you learn the industry. All right, honestly, guys, if you're a good student, how long is it going to take you when you get home to take this information and consume this information?
1 day.
All right, he's a genius. He's a genius. 2 years. So we're going to commit 2 years, right? Give me that. 365 times 2. Don't be afraid. I didn't want to mess up. I'm on stage. You're okay. 7 what? 7:30? So write that down. We should not be looking for billionaire before 7:30. So subdue means to study it, know your craft, give it to 10,000 hours its worth. And then dominion is when you take what you know and you execute on it. Does that make sense? Come on, does that make sense? Yes. All right, be fruitful, multiply, right? Have dominion. All right, let's go. Your gift shall do what? And your gift right now is going to be your knowledge in what?
Real estate.
Real estate. Come on, talk back to me. Your gift will be multi-what? Multifamily.
Real estate.
Multifamily real estate. That's your gift now. That's where you're going to put your energy. You're going to put your time. Here's the deal. You can't do that and do 6 things. The man himself told you that he had to leave where? Write down what you're going to have to leave to commit to this thing. What are some of the things that you're going to have to give up? Some of you guys, you're going to have to give up your season tickets to the football or basketball game.
Time.
Time. Good. Write that down. It's good. It's good. You guys working with this kid is great. He needs to be up on stage. I love you. Good. All right, got that? Write down what you're going to have to leave, what you're going to have to give up. You cannot give this 100% and give something else 100%. You're going to have to make the commitment. You will not be able to do it in 2 years if you're doing this and 3 other things. How many of you have 3 other things that you committed to as well? Let me see your hands. Be honest. You have things you committed to. You're going to have to make a sacrifice. Now, the reason why you want this to be your sacrifice is because when you're doing this, once you set it up, you're not going to have to do what to make money? Okay, now guys, just be honest with me. Give me one property you have that you hadn't been to the property and tell me how long you hadn't been to the property and it's still making money for you. Yep. Talk to me, G-Man. Talk to me.
What property have you been to in a while to make money?
Most of them. No. I'm being honest. You set it up and it's just making money for you now, right? So this is why you got to do that first. Because the other stuff you're doing right now, be honest. If you set that up and stop, how many of those things that you're doing right now is it going to keep making money when you step away from it? Be honest. How many other things are you doing that's going to create that opportunity for you? I mean, it's some, but it's not a lot. Right? Good. All right, I love it. All right, I feel pressure. I got to get out of here. All right, so let's go. All right, so let's go. So I took a test, right? And what the test showed me was where my gift was, right? I'm a high I, right? So this is important. So I was with Cole last December, all right? I'm wrapping it up. I was with Cole. And here's the other test. No, here's another test, Cole. They didn't put that test up. Let me see. They didn't put that one up. All right, so I'm gonna go back to this one though, and I'm gonna show you something. So I was going over this with Cole, right? And when I went over it with Cole, Cole was like, okay, E, how much money do you need to make? Just like I asked you. I was like, yo, Cole, for real, bro. Like, I ain't on that. He was like, what, you not on what? I was like, yo, I don't do what I do for money, Cole. Like, I do what I do for the people. He's like, oh, I'm confused. This thing just said you're altruistic, which means you care about people, and your whole life is about people. I was like, yeah, it is. He said, okay, well, I'm confused. How is it that you don't want to make money? I was like, it's not about the money. He said, okay, let's stop for a minute. Do you send kids to school? I said, yeah. He said, how many? I said, 5. He said, you think only 5 kids need to go to school? You don't think that there's more than 5 kids that you know that need to go to college and need somebody to pay for it? I was like, I'm sure they do. But he was like, then you need to make a whole bunch of money. You need to make billions, Eric. Because imagine billions in a man's hand who just want to buy toys versus $1 million in a man's hand who want to help people. He said, stop for a minute. Think about somebody who's doing what you want to do. And I thought about Bill Gates, y'all. I'm just going to keep it 100. Bill Gates has a scholarship for kids where I come from, Detroit, Chicago, in the hood. And Bill Gates ain't never been to the hood. And I said to myself, Bill Gates paying for all these kids to go to school, and he ain't never been in the hood. And here it is, I'm in the hood, and I'm not helping thousands of kids go to school. I'm like, Cole, you're absolutely right. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Once I found out who I was and what I did, I was like, E, you gotta go make, as a Christian, money gonna be better in your hand. We just built a church, and my wife and I gave $300,000 to build a church. The money needs to be in my hands. I need more money, more money, more money. So when I left Cole, I called my guy like, yo, real estate. He's like, how much equity you want? Got it. Solar company. E, what do you want to do with how much money? Got it. Life coaching program, the teacher programs, the books. Got it. I'll probably make easily 20 mil this year. And 90% of that 20 mil will go to help kids go to school or wherever else I need to do. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Without really putting in no work. And so as I leave, I want you to think about who are you and what are you really trying to do? Write that down. Who are you? What are you really trying to do? All right, so I wrote this up. When you get a chance, you can go home. Watch this, guys. It's so deep. Even Chick-fil-A got a corporate purpose. What's your purpose? Before you leave, like go home. What's your core? I thought they sold chicken sandwiches. I didn't know that they had a core purpose. They got a corporate purpose. Do you have a life purpose as a human being? Do you have a family purpose as a human being? Real estate is not about, we're not talking about real estate just to make money. Real estate will be one of the many vehicles that you use to create your life's purpose. Watch this. Look at their corporate purpose. I was like, I didn't even know. I just be getting chicken sandwiches and the shakes. You know what I'm saying? I just be on the shakes. Double Oreo with the cherry on top, that's all. To glorify God by being a faithful steward of all that is entrusted to us and have a positive influence on all who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. Unbelievable. And I know this the truth because every time I go into Chick-fil-A, I'm like, I don't know who they hiring, but everybody nice. It's unbelievable. Every time I go to Chick-fil-A, like they never use a number. Burger King, like number 5630. Calling number 5, I'm just standing there. They're like, did you order a chicken salad? I'm like, yeah. You number 560. I was like, oh, I didn't know that's who I was. I just, you know what I'm saying? I never answered 5670. But Chick-fil-A, like Eric, I'm like, hey, that's me. How you know my name? When we asked you when you came up to the register, I'm like, oh. Every time I go, it's the same experience. They like want me to be there. Why? Because they have a purpose. McDonald's or Burger King might just be doing it for money, and people like, you go to McDonald's or Burger King, it's a different experience every time. You go to Chick-fil-A, it's pretty much the same experience. And I used to wonder why we didn't have a Chick-fil-A in Detroit. The reason why we don't is because we can't fulfill that corporate purpose and have one in this inner city. The kids that I'm working with ain't necessarily gonna be being nice at the restaurant. And Chick-fil-A is all about Southern hospitality that you might not be able to get on the east side of Detroit. I'm just telling you the truth. So listen to me. They don't build their stores in places that are in alignment. The reason why I'm here is because I'm in alignment with Cole. I believe in Cole, and Cole believes in this organization. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let me show y'all what happens as I leave and give you the purpose. Yeah, you can clap for that. They're good. I'm not going to say names, but I've had a chance to do TV, and they were going to pay me hundreds of millions of dollars, and I didn't do it. Why? Because our values weren't in alignment. So I'm not interested in money. I want to make sure that my values are in alignment with your values, because if they're in alignment, we're going to prosper. Does that make sense? Yeah. Good. So watch this, guys. So I start cold and talk. And I'm like, yo, I gotta make money. So I got multiple streams of income. So I start getting my gift as an inspirer, and look what happened. Do I just push play? Now I ask you this question. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You gotta outgrind them. Listen to me. You gotta get up earlier. You gotta stay up later. You gotta execute. I want you to taste them. I got paid for this commercial. I don't even think it makes sense. I don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. I'm like, what does that have to do with chicken wings? But I'm telling you, when I had to talk with Cole, I invested in myself. We spent time together. He was like, E, you got to make money, bro. There are kids that I need you. And so now I'm using my gift and I'm getting multiple streams of income. I'm doing a Wingstop commercial. This is how I knew I blew up. My grandma called me, baby, was that you on the commercial? I was like, yes, Grandma. She was so proud. I love you, baby. I said, I love you too, Grandma. Grandma tried to go on a trip. You guys. Grandma tried to make memories. They was doing some church event. Grandma was just like, can you help? I was like, yeah, I can help, Grandma. How much? She sent me the whole bill. I said, I thought you said help.
Get the grandma MultiFamily.
Yeah, that's it. I owe Grandma. Right? Now, I'm not playing. You get into your gift, you walk into your gift, watch this. It just keeps going. If there's anything in life that you don't currently have right now, it's because of how you think. Every human has what it takes to get past whatever they're going through if they decide to. Push through it. Push through it. Tragedy and trials come to everybody. Only the strong survive. Y'all running from pain. Y'all running from challenges. Do you understand it is the difficulty that's going to prepare you and take you to that next level? For some of you, when you do what you do, you act as if you have another opportunity. Every opportunity is the last opportunity. You can't just say you want it. But when it's showtime, when the sun comes up, I dare you to find the strength. I dare you to stand up and show them that there's no stopping you. As I leave you, I'm a high school dropout. But I tell you, when you put in the work, and for a lot of you, you've been stuck. And the way to get out of that is to get with winners. Listen to me, guys. To become a winner, all you gotta do is get with winners. And some of you are skeptical, some of you are cautious. You've been broke long enough, or you haven't been where you want to be long enough. All you gotta do to be a winner is to get with a winner. I don't know how it happens, but the Patriots just keep, I don't even know, like they got a guy from lacrosse. Like my man Elgin played lacrosse. Like he wasn't even a wide receiver nowhere. He just got with the Patriots, and all of a sudden he's a wide receiver. I got my friend Van Noy played with the Lions. Didn't see a playoff game. My boy Van Noy got kicked off the Lion. So coach kicked him in his off, was like, yo, you're not good enough to be a Lion, which I don't know what that means exactly. I'm still confused. You know what I'm saying? You're not good enough to be a Detroit Lion. I don't even know what that means. And guess what? The Patriots picked him up. In the last 3 years, he's been in 3 Super Bowls, 1, 2. When you join with winners, you just become a winner. It's that simple. Guys, can y'all come real quick? Can y'all come to the stage real quick for me? Real quick, come. I just want to help y'all out. Because somebody's cautious. Somebody's like, Eric, I need all the steps. I just want you to see. When you start, look at how winners look too. Do you see the look? Do you see the walk? I'm just being real. When you win, it's just a different walk. It's a different swag. I leave you with this, guys. If you want to start winning, hang with people who win. That's the first step. You want to be a winner, start hanging with Tom Brady. You want to be a winner, start hanging with Aaron Rodgers. You want to be a winner, just start hanging with winners. And when you start hanging with winners, you will start to win. When you start hanging with winners, you'll start to win. When you hang with executors, you start to execute. How many of y'all got family and friends, loved ones that's counting on you? Let me see your hands. Hands down, be honest. How many of you, just to be honest, you haven't lived up to your fullest potential, and in some regards, you let them down? Let me see your hands. Write this down. Not on my watch. Write that down. Not on my watch. After today, it will never happen again. We will get with the right people. We will learn the right behaviors. We will execute on those behaviors, and we will make the rest of our lives the best of our lives. Thank you so much for your time.